Hi, my name's Lisa Johnson, and I'm the Yambassador at Yummy Yammy, maker of the world's only sweet potato salsas. I'd like to welcome you to this introductory video in a series of videos designed to help you grasp the difference between margin and markup and learn how to use them so that you can run your business as profitably as possible. This video is for anyone who sets pricing for any kind of business. You can use this training to stop losing money in your business and to get a better handle on your profits. So in this first video, I'm going to teach you the simple, essential difference between margin and markup and how they're calculated.
For our example, we're going to use one of our training posters. This is Judys Fresh Market. And every day she buys muffins from Carol's Bakery. They're a local business, so there's no delivery charge to keep this a simple example. Every day Carol's delivers their muffins along with an invoice. And Judy is charged $5 for each box of muffins that she then turns around and sells to her customers for $8.50 a box. Now, the important number to know here is $3.50 because that's Judy's gross profit dollars. She buys them for $5, she sells them for $8.50. That means that her profit dollars on this transaction are $3.50 per box.
Judy is earning $3.50 when she buys the muffins for $5 and sells them for $8.50. This is a number expressed in dollars and cents. But when you're running a business, you tend to look not just at dollars, but at percentages. Because imagine this scenario where you bought a product for $500 and at your store you sold it for $503.50. You would also be making a profit of $3.50. But is that a good scenario? You clearly would be out of business in a New York minute if you tried to run your business on dollars alone. So the way most people run their businesses is you're looking at ratios, which is just another way of saying percentages. If you're math challenged, don't worry, you'll be able to get this. There's two ways to do it. You can either express the $3.50 as a percentage of this or as a percentage of this. So if you express $3.50 as a percentage of 5, you get 0.7. Or that's the same as 0.70, which is the same as 70%. That is called a markup. It might help you to remember this because you're marking up from your cost, which is what Judy paid for it, marking it up to the cost that it's selling for. When you express $3.50 as a percentage of $8.50, this is easy to do on a calculator, 3.5 divided by 8.5, you get 0.41, which is the same as 41%. That is your margin. And you might remember that because margin really means gross profit margin. Not dollars, not gross profit dollars, because dollars are expressed in dollars and cents. But a margin, like a markup, is expressed as a percentage. So that's the very, very simple and essential difference between a markup and a margin. If you think you are running your business on a 70% margin, and you're really running your business at a 70% markup, that is a world of difference in your profit. One or the other isn't necessarily right or wrong, but you'll be confused in calculating your pricing. So it's really important that you understand this one basic fact. Your profit dollars are the difference between your cost and your price. Your profit dollars expressed as a percentage of cost is your markup. Your profit dollars expressed as a percentage of your price is your margin or your gross profit margin. Now this number is really the number that you generally want to be working with, your profit margin. It's a more sophisticated and useful way to run a business. However, it's also useful to understand how both numbers are calculated, because you may have to translate from time to time when you're working with someone. Now, that was a very simple, very basic introduction to the difference between margin and markup. It's the introductory video in my series of videos helping you to understand this subject better so you can run your business as profitably as possible. If you'd like more on this, I'm very happy to share more information with you. You'll note that I did refer to our training posters toolkit, which is available on Amazon.com. There is more to the poster number 1. Certainly there's a poster number 2, and there's a couple of bonus cheat sheets that go right on your calculator or on your phone or on the side of your computer so that you can have formulas available at all times. After you've trained on how to use them, the shortcut of just the formulas will be very useful. All the posters come with a sticky back so that you can easily post these two on the wall, and you can use them as training materials for your staff and to refer to anytime. Also, the little ones for your computer have sticky on the back as well, so that it's easy to put it where you use it the most. Along with the posters, you get free access to a few training videos like this one that go into more depth about how to use the training materials and how to really understand margin versus markup. Now, I'll bet that if you're watching this training video, you, like me, did not get into your business because you're some kind of math whiz. That is not why I started the businesses I've started or worked at the places that I've worked. It's because I have a passion for something. I could create something. You're making something or offering a service that's of value to people. But you need your business to be profitable at the end of the day. If it isn't profitable, you might as well go to the bank, cash out your accounts, and hand the money out on the street. If you're running a business and you're trying to make it profitable, understanding margin versus markup, understanding how to translate between them and how to use them to set your pricing profitably, then you really want to grasp this. So what I did was I was running natural food co-ops for 12 years. Ours were owned by 1,000 or more members of our community. So my friends and neighbors all put in $100 or more to own this store together. And then they hired me as the manager. Now I have to tell you that when I first started my first co-op, I was 23 years old. I was young. Really, I was not all that qualified. But my job was to make sure those co-ops were run successfully so that there was a surplus at the end of the year that we could put back into the business and grow it. Now, can you imagine the pressure of having 1,000 of your friends and neighbors expecting you to do well at that business because it's their business? I really felt like I had to succeed at this or I would be risking embarrassment that would last my whole life long. So I went to every workshop I could. I studied everything I could. I asked everyone for advice. But I did finally get those numbers. I did get how to do it. We did it extremely successfully. In my first co-op, in the 8 years that I ran that co-op, the day that I left, our sales were 5 times what they were when I started. I feel great about that achievement. And that wasn't just because I was a nice boss. It was because I really understood numbers. And so I want to make it easy for you to understand the numbers. Because like I say, I'm not a math person or an accountant or an insurance adjuster. I was there for the food and not for the numbers, but I had to know them. And so that's what I'm offering here for you. I've created visual training materials. They're laminated to last for a good long time. They have stickies on the back and they're ready to go up on your wall, and the little cheat sheets on your phone and your computer so that you will never be at a loss for what those formulas are. Again, right when and where you need them. Then also with that purchase of the Margin versus Markup Training Posters Toolkit, you also get free access to all of the videos that I make to introduce you to the concept of margin versus markup and how to use the training materials I've provided with you. So the best way to get access to all of this is to go to marginversusmarkup.com, and you'll see the link right to our Amazon page where you can buy it. Thanks so much for joining us.